you guys, welcome to Stories with Torie. I hope you had a fantastic break, and let's review our sign language. Everybody get your hands out. What's this? Hello, lamp, mistake, fish, yarn, happy, Halloween, trick or treat, paint, glue, cat, happy, Thanksgiving, imagination, llama, Christmas, happy, new, year, lion, kindness, emergency, Valentine's, monster, planet, unicorn, narwhal, butterfly, frog, and last week we talked about Easter. Remember, the two E's hop away from each other. With my little friend saying hey to you, can you guess what the weird holiday is today? It is Happy Flower Day. So fun that spring is here. The weather is so beautiful and warm, and you guys will start to see some spring flowers, hence the flower day. So go like this, kind of put all of your fingers like you're holding the stem of a flower. Then you're going to put it around your nose because you're going to smell that flower. This is flower. What's this? Flower. We're going to read a fantastic book. This is truly one of my favorites. I know I say that a lot, and all the kids at school are like, why do you always say that? They're all your favorite. Then I always answer them, wouldn't it be weird to read you not my favorite books? And I'd be like, I don't like this book, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. No, that would be weird. So of course I share with you my favorites, and this one is truly one of my favorites, called The Gardener. It's written by Sarah Stewart, and the pictures are by David Small. Oops, I just touched the wrong button. Give me a minute. There we go. The Gardener, and yes, it is an award winner because it's that good. It's so good. Okay, here's the first. Here's the gardeners. This is our main character with her grandma, and this is what they love to do. Now, before I begin, this is an historical fiction book, meaning the characters are fictional, but the events are real. This was right at the end of the Depression. And if you have learned about the Depression in history, it was kind of a sad time. A lot of people lost their jobs, and a lot of families were struggling like this family. So as you listen to this story is written through letters to her family and where she's going to go soon. So kind of think about what they were historically. This is kind of coming right out of the Depression era. This is August 27th, 1935. Dear Uncle Jim, Grandma told us after supper that you want me to come to the city and live with you until things get better. Did she tell you that Papa has been out of work for a long time and no one asked Mama to make dresses anymore? We all cried, even Papa. But then Mama made us laugh with her stories about your chasing her up trees when you both were little. Did you really do that? I'm small but strong, and I'll help you all I can. However, Grandma said to finish my schoolwork before doing anything else. Your niece, Lydia Grace Finch. So a lot of the times during this Depression era, kids had to go live with other family members until their family could kind of get back on their feet. And this is her story and how she did it. September 3rd, 1935. Dear Uncle Jim, I'm mailing this from the train station. I forgot to tell you in the last letter 3 important things that I'm too shy to say to your face. Number 1, I know a lot about gardening, but nothing about baking. Number 2, I'm anxious to learn to bake, but is there any place to plant seeds? Number 3, I'd like to be called Lydia Grace, just like Grandma. Your niece, Lydia Grace Finch. Can you see her saying goodbye to her family? Can you imagine getting on a train by yourself for the first time on a train? She'd have to be pretty brave. On the train, September 4th, 1935. Dear Mama, I feel so pretty in your dress that you made over for me. I hope you don't miss it too much. Dear Papa, I haven't forgotten what you said about recognizing Uncle Jim. Just look for Mama's face with a big nose and a mustache. I promise not to tell him. Does he have a sense of humor? And dearest Grandma, thank you for the seeds. The train is rocking me to sleep, and every time I doze off, I dream of gardens. Love to all, Lydia Grace. So not only is she getting on a train by herself, she hasn't ever even seen her uncle before. She's got to be brave. How many of you would do that? Get on a train and meet an uncle you don't even know who he looks like. Pretty amazing, huh? And here she is. So remember what I showed you before. This is what she came from, out of the country, and here's where she got off the train in the city. Pretty big difference, right? September 5th, 1935. Dear Mama, Papa, and Grandma, I'm so excited. There are window boxes here. They look as if they've been waiting for me. So now we'll both wait for spring. And Grandma, the sun shines down on the corner where I'll live and work. Love to all, Lydia Grace. P.S. Uncle Jim doesn't smile. Now think about that while we read. Uncle Jim doesn't smile. Think about why he doesn't smile. So here it is. Okay, here's his bakery, and she's going to live with him at his bakery. And look at all of the flower boxes she's excited about. December 25th, 1935. Dear Mama, Papa, and Grandma, I adore the seed catalogs you sent for Christmas. And Grandma, thank you for all the bulbs. I hope you received my drawings. I wrote a long poem for Uncle Jim. He didn't smile, but I think he liked it. He read it out loud, then put it in his shirt pocket and patted it. Love to all, Lydia Grace. February 12th, 1936. Dearest Grandma, thank you again for those bulbs you sent at Christmas. You should see them now. I really like Ed and Emma Beach, Uncle Jim's friends who work here. When I first arrived, Emma told me she'd show me how to knead bread if I would teach her the Latin names of all the flowers I know. Now, just half a year later, I'm kneading bread and she's speaking Latin. More good news. We have a store cat named Otis, who at this very moment is sleeping at the foot of my bed. Love to all, Lydia Grace. P.S. Uncle Jim isn't smiling yet, but I'm hoping for a smile soon. You see, once you read, you'll start noticing flowers popping up. March 5th, 1936. Dear Mama, Papa, and Grandma, I've discovered a secret place. You can't imagine how wonderful it is. No one else knows about it but Otis. I have great plans. Thank you for all the letters. I'll try to write more, but I'm really busy planting all your seeds in cracked teacups and bent cake pans. And Grandma, you should smell the good dirt I'm bringing home from the vacant lot down the street. Love to all, Lydia Grace. And here is her secret place. What do you think she's going to do with it? April 27th, 1936. Dearest Grandma, all the seeds and roots are sprouting. I can hear you saying, April showers bring May flowers. Emma and I are sprucing up the bakery, and I'm playing a great trick on Uncle Jim. He sees me reading my mail, planting seeds in the window boxes, going to school, doing my homework, sweeping the floor, but he never sees me working in my secret place. Love to all, Lydia Grace. P.S. I'm planning on a big smile from Uncle Jim in the near future. May 27th, 1936. Dear Mama, Papa, and Grandma, you should have heard Emma laugh today when I opened your letter and dirt fell onto the sidewalk. Thank you for all of the baby plants. They survived the trip in the big envelope. More about Emma. She's helping me with the secret place. Hurrah! Love to all, Lydia Grace. P.S. I saw Uncle Jim almost smile today. The store was full. Well, almost full of customers. You see the flowers starting to pop up, right? June 27th, 1936. Dear Grandma, flowers are blooming all over the place. I'm also growing radishes, onions, and 3 kinds of lettuce in the window boxes. Some neighbors have brought containers for me to fill with flowers, and a few customers even gave me plants from their gardens this spring. They don't call me Lydia Grace anymore. They call me the gardener. Love to all, Lydia Grace. P.S. I'm sure Uncle Jim will smile soon. I'm almost ready to show him the secret place. Look at this place. Do you remember what it looked like when she first got there? So this is what it was when Uncle Jim wasn't smiling. And here we have when Uncle Jim's almost smiling. Look how beautiful it is. Isn't that cool what flowers can do? July 4th, 1936. Dearest Mama, Papa, and Grandma, I am bursting with happiness. The entire city seems so beautiful, especially this morning. The secret place is ready for Uncle Jim. At noon the store will close for the holiday, and then we'll bring him up to the roof. I've tried to remember everything you ever taught me about beauty. Love to all, Lydia Grace. P.S. I can already imagine Uncle Jim's smile. Ready to see the secret place? Look at that. Is that amazing? Remember when she first saw it? Oh, I think I passed it. Wait for it, wait for it. So here's before, and da-da-da-da. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? July 11th, 1936. Dear Mama, Papa, and Grandma, my heart is pounding so hard, I'm sure the customers can hear it downstairs. At lunch today, Uncle Jim put the close sign on the door and told Ed and Emma and me to go downstairs and wait. He appeared with the most amazing cake I've ever seen, covered in flowers. I truly believe that cake equals 1,000 smiles. And then he took out your letter of his pocket and the news of Papa's job. I'm coming home. Love to all and see you soon, Lydia Grace. P.S. Grandma, I've given all my plants to Emma. I can't wait to help you in your garden again. We gardeners never retire. And here she is saying goodbye. And now she's at home. Don't you love this book? I love this book. I love the message. I love how happy and positive Lydia Grace was through everything. And just like flowers, she just brought happiness everywhere she went. I love that. We have a lot to learn from that book. Very fantastic. Again, if you have a wonder, you can email me or your teacher, and we will answer them. Here's on to the fun part. We had so many wonders about the biggest and smallest frogs during Frog Week, so here I am answering it. The smallest frog ever. I'm going to move my face because you have to see how tiny. I guess I'll put myself over there. Right here. This is the smallest frog in the world. It's from Papua New Guinea, and it measures 7.7 millimeters big. Seriously, it's teeny. They say it's about the size of a housefly. So since it is spring, the bugs will start to come back. If you see a fly, you can see, hey, that is the size of a frog. It's crazy. Like, even just look at your thumbnail right now. Your thumbnail, like this picture right here, would just pretty much fit on half of your thumbnail. Kind of crazy, huh? And the biggest frog is this huge thing right there. They say it's the size of most house cats. It gets to 7 to 8 pounds, and it is 12.5 inches long right here. Can you imagine that thing hopping around? That is a humongous frog, right? Even his legs, look how big his legs are. It's amazing, very cool. And here is the smallest and biggest butterfly. Again, we had a lot of wonders on Butterfly Week. So the smallest, cutest butterfly is this teeny thing right here. And it's almost the same measurements from the frog to the butterfly, which I find interesting. This is the Western Pygmy Blue Butterfly, and it is only 1.3 centimeters. So it's pretty much the size of your thumbnail. So look at your thumbnail right now. And that was the size of this adorable teeny butterfly. The biggest butterfly is the Queen Alexandra birdwing, and kind of like the frog again, which is interesting. The wingspan gets up to 1 foot, which is 12 inches. Huge, right? It's amazing. Very cool. Okay, the last wonder is, I wonder what is the biggest conch shell ever found. This is the predatory horse conch, and it can grow up to 24, which is 2 feet. Look at that. That is a huge shell. And one thing that I learned with a conch shell, that the creature inside of it grows with the shell. A lot of times, you think of a hermit crab, and a hermit crab has a shell, and when it starts getting too big, it will go around and find another shell that's bigger. But these creatures that are in the conch shell, the shell actually grows with them, which I thought was very interesting. But that is a very cool shell. I hope you're on board the reading train. Go find a book about flowers or butterflies or anything spring and happy. Hopefully you're having fun reading and enjoy the warm weather. Bye, guys.